The competition in the travel industry is as fierce as it has ever been. Marquee hotel brands are looking for ways to differentiate their offerings to resonate more closely with their customers' expectations and interests in a unique and personalized experience. Partnerships are a big piece of that equation, especially those that can add value to brands' customers through effective value constructs. The partnerships that can create alignment between both brands as well as their customers can be a powerful fulcrum of differentiation for brands as well as their customer loyalty offerings. Yet, as we heard at the 2024 Loyalty Expo, and as well as in conversations we have with brand members of Loyalty360, in the current economic environment, many are being asked to do more with less. There are also additional challenges regarding partnerships, such as knowing your customer, financial performance metrics, mutual organization buy-in that can often hinder effectiveness. Hilton has traditionally had a laser-like approach regarding their partnerships. They want to make sure that they drive value to their Hilton Honors members. Today, we are going to learn more about Hilton and how they effectively drive their partnership approach and their recent partnership with small luxury hotels of the world. We want to welcome back Brad Anderson. He's a vice president in charge of running the Hilton Honors program. And welcome back to our Leaders in Customer Loyalty program series. Thanks. Brad, how are you?
Hey, Mark, doing great. Thank you for having me back on the podcast, videocast. Excited.
Absolutely. Hilton, as we know, is a recognized brand around the world. But for our listeners, can you give us a short introduction to Hilton? I think it's a very interesting story. And tell us a little bit about your role with the company and also your experience in customer loyalty. It'd be great to know.
First and foremost, for those folks who didn't watch the last podcast, first the father of two young kids, both under 6, and a partner of my wife for 10 years. And at Hilton, I am the vice president of Hilton Honors, our award-winning loyalty program, reaching almost 195 million members worldwide now as of the last few months. So, Hilton, for folks that don't know, is a leading global hospitality company. We have 24 world-class brands for all your stay needs and over 7,800 properties, 126 countries and territories for any of your journeys you need to stay with us. I've been with the Hilton Honors brand for close to 8 years now. And in that time, my team's really charted new courses for the program. We've achieved massive growth, though. So almost 130 million new members since I joined. I think by the time we're done speaking, we'll probably added a couple thousand more members. So just briefly, in my current role, I have the incredible opportunity to lead the overall global strategy for Hilton Honors, how we position the program as the best global loyalty program experience across all industries. And as a hospitality brand, our goal is really to make that stay experience better for our value members in almost every corner of the world. So this includes program design, making the value proposition better and the loyalty redemptions better, and making travel just more seamless and flexible for our members. So it's a short intro for me and what we do at Hilton.
Excellent. You mentioned you are an award-winning program, a very unique program. I actually had the privilege of staying at a Spark Hotel this past week.
Yes, new brand.
New brand, yeah. Interesting. I was dropping my daughter off, who plays soccer at Eastern Michigan, and Michigan was also coming back in this school, so it was quite crowded there, and the hotels were quite expensive. So I was like, do I want to pay $500 a night, or do I want? But no, stayed at the Spark, very nice, and it was very interesting too because the people that worked there were very engaging. Sometimes you notice it, sometimes you don't. They just really bought in, and it was a previous brand up till July this year, and they had transitioned over. And I actually had some conversations with them just regarding the new approach and new Hilton. They said they loved it much more than the previous brand, which we won't name, and they loved just the commitment to the customer, but also commitment to the employee. So it was an interesting stay and new properties. Congratulations on the new Spark brand. It was very interesting just to hear the individuals speak with passion about the program and the commitment to the employee. So that was great to hear. So getting back to the program, the award-winning customer loyalty program, can you tell us a little bit how the program works for who may not be familiar with it and how guests engage with it?
Yeah, so Hilton Honors is a free loyalty program that allows members to earn and redeem points on their Hilton stays. So that's first and foremost. But we also really imbue the personalized experiences and access to other exclusive experiences that money can't buy. So, generally, if you book through Hilton.com and the Honors app, you can stay at our 7,800 hotels, of course. We've also been trying to build more ways to stay in dream destinations. So, one new experience that we just launched is partnership with AutoCamp. If you're familiar with the kind of outdoor hospitality company that has like outdoor adventures with boutique hotel experiences. They have a exclusive Airstream experience. So that's one experience of why you would stay and what's unique about us. And beyond hotels and hospitality, we also have a number of ways to earn and redeem points, either through our credit cards or through partners like Lyft and Amazon. So even if you have a few stays, we still want to make sure it's valuable to you to reward you as a member. So those are some of the things, just the basics to know of what's going on.
You keep the program very relevant. You add new functionality, you add new reward options to focus on personalization, to the individual, right? You guys do a great job of that. I know recently you added a luxury hotel experience with the kind of the addition of the 400 or so small luxury hotels of the world collection. Can you share how that kind of adds to the benefit, the value of the program? It also helps in the personalization efforts for the program.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for bringing it up. So in February, we announced an exclusive partnership with the small luxury hotels of the world. And it's a project that I've personally been involved in for a while now. But we actually launched nearly 300 of those properties of SLH's collection on Hilton's booking channel and platform. We have about 100 more hotels to come online soon. So we'll be at about nearly 400. They'll be available through Hilton. So what's great about this is it really dramatically expands the luxury travel experiences, which we know is super critical for loyalty programs and hospitality. And these are very unique, smaller hotels. And these complement our existing luxury brands like Waldorf Astoria or Conrad or LXR and Signia by Hilton. So these 400 properties is great because it engages our existing members. But there's also a lot of folks who like to stay at SLHs and want to engage with a loyalty experience. So, beyond just earning and burning points, which is a key piece of it, and earning credit at these hotels, they also get exclusive benefits. So these benefits provide us a better stay experience, just like any of our other properties. You get rate discounts, you get hydration for our member and silver tiers, and for our golds and diamonds, the best of the best, they also get space available upgrades and complimentary continental breakfast, similar to consistency across the program. So we want to make sure you're having similar experiences, but unique hotel experiences. And if I can, I'll give you an example or two, if you're down for that. So, a few hotels, my family, we just went to Scandinavia recently in the spring, and Copenhagen, if you've been there. They have this hotel called Nim Hotel, and it's actually located in the famous Tivoli Gardens, which is an amusement park that was there before Disneyland. And it's actually in the building that's actually in the actual amusement park, which is really, really cool, a stylized building. So that's one example. The second one the last one I'll give you is in Marbella, Spain. They have about 100-room hotel. And it's, as you imagine, a small laid-back beach resort. You do beach by day, and then you have the high-end fine dining at night. And it's just a really great experience for those folks traveling through Europe. But yeah, those are just two examples of these kind of hotels I think really complements Hilton's portfolio well in different parts of the world.
That's awesome. And there's been a lot of articles this summer about how kind of the more upscale luxury travel, the exclusive travel with personalized engagement, personalized experiences is really driving the travel industry now to a large extent.
Yep, absolutely.
So when you look at partnerships, that's one thing Hilton does an amazing job of is finding the right partner instead of having thousands of affiliate-based partners. You work in a manner to understand the customers, what their needs are, and find partners that are aligned with the brand. It can be a very challenging time right now to find partnerships that work and have synergy for both, or 3 or 4 of the brands as well. But you guys seem to do that Hilton does in a very unique way. The process seems to take longer than it may have in the past as well. So, this partnership between Hilton and SLH is one of, a great example. But can you provide us another example or two of partnerships that are working well for Hilton and how you focus on partnerships to add value to the portfolio?
Yeah, let me give you just kind of general thought, some ways you think about partners, and I covered some of this at the Loyalty Expo as well. But it's really a matter of finding the right opportunity. So I can use XLH as an example and other examples, but we're trying to find a partner that complements each other well. And for SLH specifically, they have a number of different properties across the world, but they're mostly consolidated about 60% in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, 20% in Asia, and 20% in the Americas. So you look at Hilton's portfolio, we still have opportunities in these smaller, beyond the major city opportunities. So in Italy, think that smaller rural area for these amazing experiences. So when you look at the overlay of a partnership, you want to see if we're complementing each other versus having things that are in the same space as each other. I'd say secondly, if they're listening, you got to find the right partner that's really willing to work with you and work through opportunities and trying to find the right customer experience. And we certainly have that with SLH and their amazing corporate team and hotel teams. And I'd say, past example is Lyft. Lyft's a great partner in terms of wanting to actually innovate the customer experience where, we did an earn and burn relationship, which is great. But we actually integrate it in our app. When you're looking to go in our hotels, it pre-populates the address of the hotel in the Lyft app from the Hilton Honors app. So they were are very passionate about the customer experience. So when you get those two groups together that want to really innovate and make this thing work great across two companies, that's where the magic happens for sure.
Excellent. And I know in the countless discussions that you and I have had, Hilton is very focused on providing exceptional guest service before, during, and after stay. A lot of your innovations from, the keyless check-in, are and the partnerships and the food and just the opportunities that you provide are very important. So how does Hilton ensure and focus on this seamless travel experience? Especially when you look at the partnerships like Small Hotels of the World, it's just a priority focus. So, what does it mean to Hilton in that regard?
Yeah, it's a great question. What I love about being in the loyalty program industry is loyalty programs have a lot of power in terms of, I see Hilton Honors as the connective tissue across our branded experiences. And I'm sure you've seen that similarly across the industry. In some ways, we call it a loyalty program, but I think it really undersells the value that it's the way we connect with every one of our guests in that meaningful, purposeful way. So, in terms of, we have 24 fantastic brands. We have the two partnerships I talked about, AutoCamp and SLH. But we want to make sure it feels consistent. It feels like a seamless experience when you book an SLH or a Waldorf or Conrad, et cetera, or a Spark, as you said. So, our technology stack really helps us do that. You mentioned the app and our websites. But I'd say that the benefits are important too. You want to be locally relevant in different parts of the world. So we have some nuances, but consistent benefits like flexible use of our points and money slider. We're the only one in the industry that does that, to really flexibly know exactly what you need. And if you don't have all the points, then use some of them and go stay at our great hotels. For example, we haven't talked about this, but AutoCamp, we went and built benefits with them, right? So if you're a silver member, you show up and have water. That's similar, consistent to our hotels. But what's really cool is for our gold and diamond members, we invented a benefit with them for a bundle of firewood per stay, which makes sense when you're at a Airstream AutoCamp experience. And for our best guests, we created a s'more kit per stay. So just like little innovations, but I'd say that, that's, surprise them a little bit, but keep some consistency. So that's how we view the consistency across our brands and partners.
Excellent. I know, again, another topic you and I have had, especially you're involved in some of the advisory board meeting within the organization. So we've had a number of recent discussions coming from the 2024 Loyalty Expo about understanding and marketing to kind of a new generation of customers, right? Gen Z, millennials, are starting to increasingly embrace loyalty programs, but they want digital platforms. They want maybe different features and benefits that maybe an older generation may not want. So when you look at Hilton and their efforts to engage a new generation of travelers, while still providing a great experience for everyone, how are you managing both? How are you keeping the program so consistent and impactful now, but also looking for that next generation of program of engagement?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've done some research recently. We put out a trends report. We studied the Gen Z traveler, so as well as younger millennials. So about 64% of Gen Zs and 67% of millennials really prioritize loyalty programs when traveling, which is great for our industry. Like that's what you want to hear. And then 81% of the Gen Z folks and 84% of millennials really appreciate travel apps that reduce the friction. They expect that, they're digitally native, they grew up with that. So we've put a ton of effort into our digital innovations. We've always been doing that for the last decade, but it's even more critical now. So I mean, you've experienced the app, I assume. You can do everything you need in the app. If you want to stay and book, check your points, check in digitally, do a digital key, check out. That's what a lot of these customers are expecting. And the seamlessness of that, because you can create that, but is it actually work well across every single hotel is the challenge. So one innovation we've done recently is digital key share. I don't know if you've experienced with traveling with your daughter, but we're the only one in the industry that allows you to actually share digital keys. And we focused on that because it was really important to our customers as we learned a lot with our digital key platform. So it's really seamless. It's like 2 clicks and a text, and have your key very safely gone to another person in your party. So I think examples like that's how you're going to win with our younger customers, that you actually speak their language and focus on those things that they need. And loyalty programs can really deliver a lot for that, for sure.
Excellent. I'm a big fan. I have 4 kids, and the first 2 are Division I athletes, and I always end up going and watching them on the road. And invariably, they all always want to stay with me. And invariably, we go through 112 keys. So it's
exactly. Save the environment. Use the digital key. You're good to go.
Yes, and they are both focused on recycling, and so yeah, it's a great app and very flexible. And obviously, being a diamond or gold guy, depending on where I am in the year, that year, very unique engagement, which is great. And I know you guys focus on that. So it's the commitment you have to the holistic approach to the program is commendable for sure. Next, it's the last time we spoke. Has there been any loyalty program news or brand campaigns that may inspire you as a customer of customer loyalty?
Yeah, I study the market across industry, obviously looking for our next collaboration or so. One I've seen in the last few months have gotten really good marks. I don't know if you've experienced it. Addy Club through Adidas or Adidas, how depends on where you are in the world. It's a really interesting program that's starting to do some cool things that we're obviously thinking about different innovations for the program. They do something called like Adi Days, which is close to like Prime Days, which I think is an interesting technique. They offer free shipping, member-only products, so drops just for members, driving that kind of reason to join the club. They've been doing some cool stuff with Calm as a membership group, so kind of thinking about wellness. And this idea of early access programs and recognizing personalization and birthdays. So those are a few things I've seen that is kind of different. I think it's a spin of different things in the industry. So keep an eye out for that if you're getting some athletic gear. So
okay, good, excellent. Hilton has been quite busy this year, adding the share key functionality, the partnership with the small luxury hotels of the world. What's next? What can Hilton Honors members expect for the remainder of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. Many things going on. 2 really recent ones. If you've missed the news, we acquired Graduate Hotels, Graduate by Hilton. So they're about 34, and you spoke about colleges a bit. 34 properties across colleges, mostly US, a few in the UK. And so we've been hard at work kind of getting those hotels stood up. Many of them are live on Hilton.com. Many are coming soon. So I think that is going to be really fun to focus on the university experience and parents traveling to universities and having a great Hilton moment with Graduate. We also just launched. We did a partner acquisition with partnership with Nomad. If you've heard that brand, it's a smaller luxury lifestyle hotel. They have one in London that we just launched on our platforms. We're looking to expand that to a lot of different high-end markets. So those folks that are luxury lifestyle attuned, it's a great London hotel. I just had a chance to be there a few weeks ago to just give a new spin for our luxury portfolio on top of the great stuff we talked about. And I'd encourage folks, listeners, to go to Hilton Honors Experiences and check out what we have. It's where you bid your points or can redeem points for once in a lifetime things through our partners. So one really cool thing is McLaren Formula One in Singapore is the next Grand Prix race. Next year will be one in Vegas. The F1 theme fan base has been growing exponentially across the world. So we have exclusive rights to have you burn your points and have a great McLaren experience with that experience. And then we've been going more into food. So we have a partnership with the James Beard experience, and there's an award-winning chef through that experience that you can go and have a great experience, an intimate dinner series. So just different fun things that our members really can only access through Hilton Honors. So I'd say keep an eye out for that. And lastly, I'd say keep an eye out for new openings. I don't think people always think about that, but Hilton is always growing. Hilton Honors is growing by our hotels. So beyond SLH and all the great things I talked about, there's a lot of cool hotels in new places in the world. One example is Hilton Kathmandu in Nepal we just opened. So this is like a different new. I won't go through all the lists, but those are exciting new things for the program too that people don't always think about. So go save up your points and go redeem at our hotels across other parts of the world.
What's the buy-in point-wise for a McLaren F1 experience?
Ooh, that's a good question. Depends on if it's a bid for or it's a straight redeem. There's two different types. So you're probably looking a pretty penny on points, but some of them are more accessible than you think. So they always are changing. So I'd say go to that website and check it out.
I have about 300,000 points right now. Do I have a shot or am I out?
You got shots all across the experiences platform. So
okay, I'll check it out.
There's a lot on there. Go take a look.
Very good. I'll check it out and see what I have there. That'd be good. And last question, obviously appreciate everything you do for Loyalty360 and for the industry. Very actively involved in promoting the industry. But what can Loyalty360 do? What can the association do to kind of help you and your team with your customer loyalty efforts?
Yeah, we've talked a lot as a team. I think what's really great about Loyalty360 is that it's just helping our industry stay on top of trends and sharing information about discussions in the loyalty space. So, as a loyalty leader, you might be struggling with a certain topic or a hot topic across the industry, and just being able to talk to your peers at different levels of leadership within your program, I think has been hugely valuable just to have these conversations, see what's working well, share notes on what you can or cannot do in the industry. And I really encourage folks to get to the events. I like live events and being able to share a hospitality moment with my peers. So the Loyalty360 Expo, for the folks that are listening, for that great experience to really learn, showcase what you're doing with innovations, and just really build that creative thinking. I came out with like 100 new ideas from the last expo. So that's really great. I think that's really unique of what you're providing, Mark.
So thank you very much for that. And now we have our quick fire question round. We like to keep these to a one word or short phrase response, or I get in trouble here. And it looks like we have a little different questions here today. So I'm looking forward to these. First off, what is your favorite food?
Ooh, that's good. I am a sucker for sushi, particularly at a fish market in Tokyo. Like that's the best place to get it. So I love sushi.
What food haven't you tried, but it's kind of on your bucket list, or would you like to try?
Ooh, I've been talking to our Singapore team a little bit about Southeast Asia, and there's this fruit called salak, or like snake fruit. It's native to Indonesia. I want to try it. They keep talking about the taste of it, so I always like to try something interesting in my travels.
What excites you?
New possibilities.
Okay. And what do you find tiresome?
Oh gosh, I've been doing it a lot. Waiting for an airplane to arrive or leave. It's always
Okay.
tiresome to me.
What is your favorite travel destination?
Hmm. I'm from upstate New York. For folks that don't know, don't have it be too discovered, but Finger Lakes, New York. If
Okay.
you've ever been there, it's great.
Excellent. And is there a book that you read that you like to recommend to colleagues?
I read Bob Iger's biography a few years back. He's the CEO, was the CEO, and took a break, and now is the current CEO of Disney.
Disney,
It's
yeah.
called Ride of a Lifetime. It's a really interesting book for those interested in Disney and hospitality.
Excellent. What profession under the one you currently have would you maybe like to try?
Ooh, I've always been curious about National Park Ranger. Be outside every day in the parks would be kind of fun for me.
Okay. Who inspired you to be the person you are today?
Oh, it's gonna be cliche, but true. It's my mom for sure. My
Okay.
parents.
And what do you typically think about or when you wind down at the end of the day?
Ooh, I just going outside, as I said, fresh air, being outside.
Okay. And last question, what are one or two things on your travel bucket list?
Oh, long list, long list. If I have to choose, African safari, never done that. Want to do that very badly as the kids get older. And Galapagos. I want to go and see the finches and what Charles Darwin saw.
Arkansas, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
great. Well, Brad, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It was a pleasure having you back on the podcast. We appreciate it and look forward to hearing more from you and the Hilton team for the remainder of 24 and into 25. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mark, for having me back. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you everyone else for taking the time to join us today. Make sure to join us back again for another edition of our Leaders and Customer Loyalty series soon. And until then, have a wonderful day.